Welcome, dear listeners, to another episode of Tea with History Conversations Across Time. Today, we delve deep into the minds of two of history's most influential thinkers on power and strategy. Imagine two titans of political thought and military strategy, each from vastly different worlds, exchanging their insights and ideas. On one side, we have Niccolò Machiavelli, the Renaissance political philosopher whose work The Prince remains a handbook for realpolitik and pragmatic leadership. On the other, the ancient Chinese general and philosopher Sun Tzu, whose treatise The Art of War has influenced countless military leaders, strategists, and even business moguls around the world. In today's debate, we'll explore themes of manipulation, power, honor, and strategy. Machiavelli's ruthless realism meets Sun Tzu's wisdom and philosophy of subtlety and patience. As your host, I'll guide this conversation, keeping our guests in line, if that's even possible. Now, let's sit back, relax, and watch the sparks fly as East meets West in this battle of minds.
Master Sun, a pleasure to meet you. I have read of your art of war, and I must say, it's fascinating. But tell me, do you really believe that war should be avoided if possible? Sometimes, power demands we take risks, sometimes even ruthless risks, to secure control.
Master Niccolò, war is a path to chaos. The greatest victory is the one that is achieved without bloodshed. A wise ruler understands that true power lies in knowing when to fight and when to yield. Force should be the last resort, not the first.
You speak as if people are logical, as if they can be reasoned with. But in my experience, men are fickle, ambitious, and often blinded by their own interests. In my world, fear is a far stronger motivator than love. A prince who wishes to hold on to power must be prepared to sacrifice honor for security. After all, what is honor if you've lost your throne?
Perhaps, Master Niccolò, but the wise general also knows that fear breeds hatred. And a ruler hated by his subjects is like a fortress with crumbling walls. It will fall, eventually. A ruler must earn respect. Strength, yes, but not cruelty. Remember, control over others begins with mastery over oneself.
Fascinating. And what would you say to a leader who is surrounded by enemies, whose throne is under constant threat? Should he still restrain himself, show kindness, as if they wouldn't sink a dagger into his back at the first opportunity? Surely, even you would recognize the value of a well-placed deception or strike to secure the state.
Deception, yes, but violence without purpose is a waste of strength. A wise leader understands when to strike, but also when to remain hidden. Patience is a virtue, Master Niccolò. Just as water can erode stone over time, subtlety can dismantle an enemy without ever lifting a sword. Power lies not in force, but in the understanding of when and how to apply it.
Patience? Subtlety? Perhaps you underestimate the urgency of the Western world, where leaders do not have the luxury of time. The prince must be swift, decisive. A ruler cannot wait for power to come to him. He must seize it with both hands, whether by charm, deception, or force.
The one who chases power is often consumed by it. True power flows like a river. It does not force its way, but shapes everything in its path. The wise leader adapts to circumstances rather than forcing them. A fire that burns too brightly extinguishes itself too soon, Master Niccolò.
I admire your idealism, truly, but your methods would not last a day in my Italy. There, men are wolves, ready to devour any weakness. Sometimes one must become the lion to protect the flock.
And yet, it is often the lamb, unnoticed and humble, that outlasts the lion. Balance, Master Niccolò, balance. A true leader knows that wisdom lies in both strength and restraint. To rule well is to know oneself. Only then can you understand the hearts of others.
Perhaps there is wisdom in restraint. But tell me, what of loyalty? How can a ruler trust those around him? For I have seen many who would swear loyalty, only to betray at the moment of weakness.
Trust is earned, not demanded. Those who lead by example inspire true loyalty, a loyalty that does not need constant surveillance or threat. A ruler who cultivates virtue and inspires respect will find allies even in the darkest moments.
Maybe there is something to your way, after all. But I am not sure I could ever trust a man so completely without seeing his loyalty tested first.
Then perhaps, Master Niccolò, you should look within. Often, the fear of betrayal begins in the heart of the one who cannot trust. Cultivate strength, yes, but do not lose sight of honor, for without it, power is a fleeting illusion.
Thank you, gentlemen, for such an enlightening exchange. It appears that even across centuries and cultures, the pursuit of power and wisdom remains as complex and nuanced as ever. Join us next time on Tea with History as we bring more historical figures together for conversations you won't hear anywhere else. Until then, remember, as Sun Tzu might say, true strength often lies in understanding, not in force.